local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thanks for joining us. So you can, of course, watch us on the Fox 12 Oregon app or kptv.com or however you found us. Thanks for doing it, whether it's live or after the fact. Please feel free to share these segments. Today, we are talking about, for this segment, the Vancouver Wine and Jazz Festival, an opportunity for you to get up there to Vancouver and explore everything that they have to offer with this festival, which is a lot that's going on. And to talk all about that, to walk us through it, we've got Michael Kissinger, the artistic director. And Michael, thanks for joining us here and being a part of this. I'm sure it's a lot of work right now as you're preparing for everything that's going to be going on. But thanks for being here with us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having us.
And to that extent, too, let's let everybody know a little bit about the Vancouver Wine and Jazz Festival. How long has this been going on, and what all is involved with bringing something like this together?
So this is our 25th anniversary, so it's kind of a special event for us because we've endured for 25 years in spite of, all the different things, whether it's been forest fires or rain or COVID. We were canceled for a couple of years during COVID. So 25th anniversary to have maintained and grown all that time is a pretty special thing for us. So we're pleased with that to begin with. Yeah,
that's a huge accomplishment just to have that as far as 25 years, thinking about all those things. And thinking about it from 25 years ago to where it is now, what are some of the biggest changes that have happened with it?
It's become a real national event. We started tracking where people come from the last couple of years, and just to give you an idea, so we've tracked people for the last 2 years from 127 different cities that are greater than 50 miles from Vancouver, and 24 states in Canada. So we have people that this year, I think I was looking online at different tickets. There are people as far away as Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia, Sarasota, Florida, Miami, all the way down into California, Southern California, Houston, Dallas, Chicago. We've got people out here that are coming out from Chicago. So people travel from all over the country, whether they're on business or just visiting or pleasure. There are some people that go to these events, all over the country. So I think it's grown from sort of a local event to more of a national event. We've got about 60% of the people that attend that are not from Vancouver. And we've got huge Grammy winning and icons, but we also maintain a real presence for local and Northwest musicians to perform as well. So as an example, I've got Arturo Sandoval, he's a 10-time Grammy winner. He was just a Kennedy Center Award nominee in 2024. I've got them. I've got Take Six. I have Rick Astor and the Nightcats, Shamika Copeland, David Benoit. So big name Grammy winning, nationally acclaimed acts, but we also have some young up-and-comer musicians as well. I've got Haley Loren, who's actually an Oregon native, and Taylor Newville, who's a Portland girl. She's a great blues guitarist, and actually she's a protege of Norman Sylvester, who's a good friend of ours. And Norman, of course, the Oregon Music Hall of Fame blues musician himself. So, I really take pride in the fact that we've got, both world-class, icons, jazz icons, but young up-and-coming musicians as well on the same stage. And I think it's a real important thing to do, because you want to always bring those new musicians, to the forefront as well as with the icons.
Yeah, having that combination of both, so where people can experience, as you mentioned, those highly accomplished musicians, but see somebody that could be the next highly accomplished musician, while they're starting out.
That's right.
So when you talk about the Vancouver Wine and Jazz Festival, one thing that you mentioned, I just want to go back to this that you said there at the beginning, was so many people are coming from all over the country, all over the place for this. So what do you think it is in, the different types of festivals that are out there that makes the Vancouver Wine and Jazz Festival so special that people are traveling from all over the place to go to it?
That's a great question. I think it's because when I first envisioned this, I was actually playing in the Spoleto Music Festival in Italy as a graduate student years ago, as a musician in the opera orchestra. And I remember being there thinking it would be really cool to start start your own festival at some point down the road, and to make it kind of in that European style of an all-encompassing cultural arts festival. So that's really what we've done, because we've got artists here. We have 19 or 20 fine artists and craftspeople. We've got wine. We've got 70 different wines. We have food. We have exhibitors. We have music that's blues, gospel, jazz, straight ahead, smooth. So and it's family oriented. So you can bring your kids. You can get a glass of wine, walk throughout the park, sit on the grass, have your lunch, have your dinner. So it's a really kind of a cultural. The idea is that it's a cultural arts festival, not just a music festival. We don't really have a beer garden where you go in and drink beer. No, we want you to enjoy wine as it really is meant to be enjoyed, which is it's an artisan craft. That's really what it is. So I think because we really treat each aspect of this as art, as something that's really important. The art is important. The music is important. The wine is important. The exhibitors are important. It makes it a really unique cultural event.
Wow. Yeah, I can totally understand that now, that the way that you're describing that. So for this area, since you started this or since this got started, 25 years ago, how important is it to have a festival like this, and how important is it to the community in Vancouver and beyond to have this there?
That's actually a great question as well. Part of what we also do is community. We're very we've got volunteers. We've got about 125 volunteers that work here, and some of these people, we had a meeting a couple of nights ago, and I asked them, how many people have been here for 5 years? Almost everybody raised their hand. How many 10? Oh, about half people. How many 15? About another 15 or 20 people. So you've got people that have volunteered here for years. They take ownership in it. They consider it their festival. They take pride in it. We've got a volunteer staff, 22 people that spend hours, hundreds of hours, putting this together. We've got sponsors that, range from Fortune 100 companies, U.S. Bank, for example, to Thompson Metal Fab, to Vancouver Toyota. In other words, local companies that have deep roots in our community. So it's about community as well. So, when we talk about, we have tourism and cultural tourism, that's all important. But we also have people that are involved here that are volunteers or corporate sponsors like Toyota, like Thompson Metal Fab, that are, they have deep roots, long-term roots in our community, and they take pride in it. They have ownership in it.
I mean, that speaks volumes right there. The fact that there's so much pride in that, and that is something, like you mentioned, you're seeing this in Italy, and then an actual cultural art festival right here for everybody to attend. Well, let's let everybody know for this year. You mentioned that there's the 19 or 20 different artists that are performing. There's wine, but what are the days and times, and how do people get involved with it? Right.
So we open tomorrow. We're down here. Everybody's setting. It's chaos right now because you got artists setting up and vendors setting up. We open on Friday, so tomorrow 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then we're back on Saturday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. People can get a 3-day pass. They can get a 2-day pass. They can buy tickets at the door, or at the gate rather, when they arrive. The online ticket sales will be going off this afternoon, and then people can buy tickets at the gate. But you could come in, you could bring a blanket, you could bring a lawn chair, and that's what people do. They come early, they kind of stake out their shade or their sun, and people will bring their laptops or their iPads and read a book, or they'll play chess, and they'll stay the whole weekend. We've got some people that just, they put a blanket out and they kind of stay there for the weekend. And that's what you want them to do. You want them to be immersed in music and art and food and wine and friendship. That's really what you want.
Those are great things to be immersed in right there. Well, Michael, thank you, very much for having time to talk to us about this too. Anything else that you think is important for people to know?
I think just come, have a great time. Leave your cares and troubles and worries behind for the weekend. It's the last weekend of summer before we go into Labor Day, and then, we got 6 months of rain. So I would just say, enjoy the weekend, enjoy the weather, and just come out and let it all go and just listen to music and have a great time.
There we go. Thank you so much for joining us here. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And for everybody watching, we are live streaming here. We're going to take a break. Again, this is Fox 12 Now. You can catch us every weekday starting at 1, going throughout the afternoon, and covering a wide range of topics like this. So feel free to share these segments. Send me an email, fox12now@kptv.com, if you have an idea for a segment that you'd like to let us know about. We can see if there's something we can do with that. So yeah, fox12now@kptv.com. But we'll talk to you soon. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.